Welcome to VTeach. In this video, we'll discuss about structuring classes using inheritance and polymorphism, as well as how the user can work with log files. Now, the first thing is structuring classes using inheritance and polymorphism. Before going into structuring classes and everything, let's discuss about what is inheritance and what is polymorphism. Inheritance. The process of deriving a new class from the existing class is known as inheritance. When we do inheritance, what happens is the properties, means the attributes, those are variables and methods of one class, will be inherited into or will be sent into the subclass also. The class from which we are getting the properties is known as a parent class, and the class into which we are getting the properties is known as a child class. This is one thing. And coming to polymorphism, what is a polymorphism? Polymorphism can be divided in two ways, poly and morphism. Poly means many, morphism means many forms. Polymorphism means existence of one thing in many forms is known as polymorphism. A simple example for polymorphism is plus operator, which is used for addition of two numbers to float values. It can be used for concatenation of two strings also. And by using data operator overloading, what we can do is we can redefine the meaning of plus operator also. Now the thing is, by combining these two concepts of inheritance and polymorphism, how can we create a class is the topic for us. The process of deriving the properties of superclass into subclass is known as an inheritance. Polymorphism allows us to define methods in a child class which are similar to methods present in the superclass. Superclass and subclass will have same methods. What might be changed is the number of parameters passed to the method might change, or the definition of the method might change from superclass to subclass. The process of re-implementing a method in the child class is known as method overriding. Means superclass and subclass will have same method name with different method definition. Then we call that process as method overriding, which is an example for polymorphism. Structuring classes using inheritance and polymorphism allows an user to redefine the methods inherited from the superclass. When we do inheritance, automatically the methods present in the superclass will be derived into subclass. By using polymorphism concept, what we can do is we can redefine the methods that are inherited from superclass into subclass. Let's just one example here. We have two classes here, parent and child. Class parent, which has a method def display of self, which is going to print a message inside class parent. This is doing inheritance. Class child parent. If I write something, the class name inside parentheses. What is the meaning of it is that child class is extending parent class, and then def display of self. Actually, the display which is present in the parent class is inherited into subclass, but in order to redefine it, it's again redefining the definition of display method in the child class as inside class child, and it is printing a message inside child class. And then after all the classes, we are creating two objects for parent as well as child. Obj1 is equal to parent. We are creating objects for both the classes. Obj1 is equal to parent, obj2 is equal to child. And then we are calling the display methods by using both the objects obj1.display and obj2.display. When I call the display method using the object of class parent, it's going to call the display method present in the parent class and then going to print a message inside class parent. And then when I call the display method using obj2, it's going to call the display method present in the child class and it's going to print a message inside class child. So here what has happened is it has used the concept of inheritance and polymorphism to design a class where the display method which is inherited from parent class into child class was redefined to perform polymorphism. Let's see the output of this program. I've saved my program with the name polymorphism, Python space inherit and polymorphism. It has displayed the message inside class parent and inside class child. Why this was happened is first statement was the output of the statement obj1.display, which has called the display method present in the superclass, that is parent class, and it has printed inside class parent. And second one is the output of the display method present in the subclass which was called by obj2.display, which called the display method present in the child class and printed the message inside class child. Let's go to the next topic. Next one is writing log files in Python. What do you mean by log files? The output of a particular situation, what is the status, whether it is success or unsuccessful, is known as a log. We can write this log things into the files in Python. So what do you mean by things of writing log files? What are the predefined modules that are existing and what are the methods that are present in this? And then we'll discuss some examples of writing log files in Python. First, logging is a predefined module present in Python. There is a predefined module known as logging which is present in Python, which defines functions and classes which implement a flexible event logging system for applications and libraries. There is a predefined module known as logging present in Python, which is providing predefined classes and functions which provide some flexibility to the user to work with logging of the system. What is this predefined module? If I want to work with the different functions and the classes present in logging module, the first statement you need to write is import space logging. Is the first thing you need to write in your program. And then the different methods that are present in the logging module are, the first thing is set level of level. What is the purpose of this set level? It is used to set a level for the message that you want to print to the log file. Sets the threshold for the logger to level. Logging messages which are less severe than level will be ignored. So we are going to perform this threshold value by using set level. When we set a level for this of any messages, what happens is if any message comes, it's the value of the severity will be verified with the threshold value that we have set for this set level. If the value is less than the value that was set in the level, it's going to be ignored for some time and then it's going to be considered. The different levels that we can use for different logging messages are, first one is critical, which will be set to 50, error message which is set to 40, warning message is set to 30, info message is set to 20, debugging message is set to 10 and not set is 0. If I don't set any level, the message will have the level as 0. Next method is enabled for, and it's going to be like check level. We can check whether a particular logger is enabled for a particular threshold level or not by using is enabled for. Indicates if a message of severity level would be processed by this logger or not. If it is set for this threshold value or not can be checked by using is enabled for method. Next, get effective level. Get effective level is used to know what is the level that is set for this logger by using the set level method. Indicates the effective level for this logger. If a value other than not set has been set using set level, it is written. So if it has been set other than any other value 0, it is going to be written that value. Next, get child. So returns a logger which is a descendant to this logger. Means there might be some child loggers for an existing logger also. Who are the descendants? Who are the children for the existing logger can be known by using get child. Next, debug. So it is going to log a message as to the level debug on this logger. The message that was written here will be in the string format and the list of arguments we can pass for the message that has to be displayed, and KW args are the optional values which are going to have number of values. These are different methods that are present in the logger modules. Let us see an examples here. The first statement we have written is import logging and then logging dot basic config. So what we are doing here is we are making use of a basic config file which is going to construct a log file as file name as std.log, which is going to create a file with the name std.log, and the file will be opened in the write mode and the format is name and level is yes and the message is yes. So we are going to construct a log file with the method known as basic config and then we are going to write the contents to this file, and logging.warning of this message will be logged on to the file. When you are trying to print the message, when you are trying to execute your program, you are going to get a message as root warning. Means warning is a root message. There are no descendants or there are no parents for this message, and the message will be logged into your file. So what is we have done in this program is we have created a file with the name std.log by using the method basic config, and we have written some contents to the file. And one more example here, import logging. where return format is equal to the format at which it has written by the time and the username and all these things, and then basic config of format name, and then D is equal to client IPs. Client IP details were passed to it, and username is FB logs is written. Logger is equal to logging.getLogger of TCP server. We are getting the details of the TCP server, and then we are writing it into the logger, and then we are printing a message logger.warning, which contains a message protocol problem when the connection is reset with all the details that we have set in the format, which is going to print a message 2021-08-10, that is the today's date which is being set will be initialized, and then the time at which the message was constructed, from which IP address it was created, and from which user it was created, and what is the problem and what is the message of it will be displayed in this message that was printed on the screen when I try to print logger.warning. So this is how we can work with log files in Python, writing log files to Python. We have a predefined module known as logging predefined module, which contains different classes and functions to work with logging things. There are different functions like set level, get child is enabled for and debug messages, and basic config is used to construct a file which is used to save the warning messages to the files. This is how we can work with log files Python. Thank you.